Welcome back to News in Focus. Now, Italy has been in the headlines when it has come to the Gaza genocide for most of the better than the actual worse. The reason why I say for the better is because there were Italian representation on the Global Sumud Flotilla, but of course you saw protests occurring across the country. A lot of the focus was on what we saw in Genoa when many of the dock workers refused to assist in Israeli ships with weapons that were headed for Gaza. We saw, of course, in Italy's 2026 World Cup qualifier against Israel, massive pro-Palestinian demonstrations that had been occurring. And of course, its Prime Minister had an ICC complaint laid against her, that's Giorgia Meloni, for her alleged role in the Gaza genocide. Joining me now, I'd like to welcome the Italian spokesperson for the Global Sumud Flotilla, Maria Elena Delia. Maria, thank you so much for joining us here on News in Focus on Hilaal TV.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
No, absolute pleasure having you on, Maria. Maria, obviously the Global Sumud Flotilla, of course, we had our South African representation that was here, but just your experience of it, and of course, sailing from the Mediterranean, we saw what happened. The Italian Navy was supposed to assist with regards to taking the vessels through to Gaza. A disappointment that happened there. Talk to us about what had occurred.
So, yeah, the Italian experience in the Global Sumud Flotilla have been extensive and intense. We had a very big delegation because we were more than 40 people on the various boats. And we had also a huge work on the ground. I mean, in parallel on, the navigation. We had many groups on the ground doing an amazing political work that was what led to those demonstrations you were talking about. What happened, basically, it was, and you saw it because you had also representation in our flotilla, that we were first attacked and then intercepted in international waters. So we have been attacked with drones. And we were in just few miles from Crete, so basically in European international waters. And for 3.5 hours, our boats were attacked with drones and severely damaged with drones. And with obvious and huge violation of international law, because, for example, I was on an Italian boat, so my boat, the boat on which I was, it had an Italian flag, and being bombed in international water was exactly like if they have been bombing Rome. But basically, nobody did nothing. So we asked for protection, and what we have been answered was, please turn the boats and go back. Of course, we refused to do that because we had the right to be there, and we had the right to keep going. So this is what we did. And our government gave us let's say, the support of a military navy, but a military boat. But it was just like an ambulance. I mean, it was not for protection, but it was for rescue in case there were injuries. And when we arrived at 130 miles from Gaza shore, still in international waters, so still in international waters. All the rescue boats that Italy and Spain and Greece.
Turkey was part of it also.
Yeah, exactly. They just turned back and, left our boats alone, going alone. And so the question that we should ask is why 120 miles before, far away from Gaza's shore, you have to be afraid of going with your rescue boat, because there is no legal reason to do that. There is of course another kind of reason, that is the relationship with the Israeli government and the fear of what the Israeli government could do or say, because of all the economical relationship and political relationship that, for example, our country has with Israel and also with the United States.
Maria,
Yeah.
I want you to bring up what we saw in Genoa with the dock workers and the importance of that, and what we have seen in various cities across Italy, especially Rome, Naples, and Milan. Huge demonstrations, huge support for Palestine. How massive is the Italian solidarity with the people of Palestine, and especially what we have seen now with the genocide in Gaza?
It's huge and it's amazing, and I have to tell you that the dock workers from Genoa, but not just Genoa, also from Livorno, from Naples. I mean, all the dock workers, what they have been doing, not just in the last month, but in the last years, is amazing, because they have been stopping so many boats, cargo boats that were bringing weapons or other kind of goods to Israel or to other, war zones. And in the last weeks and in the last month, they promised, when they were in Genoa at the end of August, they promised that if someone would have touched just one person from the flotilla, they would have blocked everything. And this is what they have been doing, but not alone, because what they have been doing is also going in the street with so many people from the civil society, because what it was unbelievable was that in these demonstrations there were young people, students, housewives, teachers, doctors, people who told me that it was their first demonstration in their life, and that they felt so close to the flotilla and so close to the Palestinian cause and so close to the people in Gaza, that for the first time in their lives, they got out from their houses and went into the street. And this was something unique in Italy. We haven't been seeing something like that for decades. You have to believe me. So what was astonishing was to be on a boat, but looking to the videos and the pictures that we were receiving from Italy, it was so moving and it was so motivating for us, because we were just a tool for Palestinian people, and all those people in the streets were demonstrating for the Palestinian rights to exist, to self-determinate themselves as they have the right to do. And so what we are trying to do now is to build on this amazing movement that has been growing in the last weeks, because people really they strongly need to be part of something that can change something.
Maria, Maria, I have to stop because we have to go to a break, because after that, we're going to be discussing Giorgia Meloni's ICC complaint for an alleged role in the Gaza genocide. So my conversation with Maria Elena Delia will continue after the break. And this comes as, of course, a lot of protests with regards to Meloni's potential role in this and the relationship with Israel. Do stay tuned. I'll have more for you after this break. Welcome back to News in Focus. Now, Italian Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani has said that Italy is ready to take part in an international stabilization force, quote unquote, in Gaza as part of the US-led ceasefire. Now, last week, a ICC complaint was filed against Giorgia Meloni for her alleged role in the Gaza genocide. It's quite clear that there is a strong relationship between the Italian government and the Israeli one. Maria, if you look at the streets, if you look at the protests, it's quite clear they're not happy with Prime Minister Meloni's relationship with Tel Aviv.
Yeah, it's very clear. And, for Italy, I mean, Italy is one of the most trustful and closest ally to Israel. And this is not me saying that, but it's the government itself that usually says it very, very proudly. And the same thing is with the United States. So it was very clear that in the last 2 years of genocide, but also before the genocide, our country, our government has always been acting as, the best ally ever for Israel, sending them weapons. For example, Italy is, I think, one of the very, very, very few countries that didn't vote for the Palestinian state declaration. So this is something that has been going on for years. And because probably, I don't have all the papers, and this is just what I can say. But I think that there are such strong economical relationship between the two countries that this is why ICC charged or filed an hypothesis of charge of complicity in genocide to all the Meloni's government. So this is it's a legal and an international law issue. I'm not a lawyer, but I think that probably there is the ground on which building this case it will be possible, because we as a country have always been helping them. And when it was the time to take a distance from the decisions, the Netanyahu's decisions, our government never even put a small doubt in relationship of what Netanyahu's government was doing. And this is very clear, and they are very proud to say it. They are proud to be
but Maria, on the ground, the Italian citizens are not happy. If you look at the protests that are occurring across the country, it's quite clear. They're telling Prime Minister Maloney, number one, recognize Palestine as a state, and number two, stop your trade with Israel. But clearly it doesn't seem to be going that way. And even though you're listening to the foreign minister, Antonio Tajani, saying, well, we're going to take part in trying to rebuild Gaza, the citizens in Italy are saying, no, stop your complicity with Israel, or your alleged complicity, I beg your pardon, and stop doing trade deals with them. But it doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon with this relationship with Tel Aviv.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is a big gap between the government positions and what the people, the people feel. So I really think that our government should be wise enough to listen, to try to listen to the people in the streets, because we are talking about millions of them. So they should probably, if they were wise enough, they would at least listen to them and not, thinking about them as people who just want them, to go away. People do not agree with the position of our government at all, at least the people in the street. And we have been asking for sanctions, we have been asking for embargoes, we have been asking for the breaking of commercial agreements, but this is not going to happen. And I add, with this new, let's say, ceasefire, because I don't think that this is a real peace agreement, but it's a ceasefire. They are trying to convince us that now in Palestine everything is going okay, they will live happy forever. But this is not the truth, because Palestine is still an illegally occupied country. And so we have to be very, very careful about the narrative that they are trying to spread. And so this is something that we are trying to tell also to the people of our movement. Be careful about what they are trying to say, because this is not a peace, because peace is based on justice, and we don't have justice in Palestine. So until we will have justice for all the Palestine, it will be very, very difficult to have peace. And so Israel should be sanctioned exactly like Russia has been sanctioned.
Yeah, I agree with you. And of course, when you listen to FIFA President Gianni Infantino, he mentions, well, we mustn't get geopolitics involved, but Russia was banned within a matter of months. One final question, Maria. You saw what happened in the Global Sumud Flotilla, support from Italy on the ground, the support from Italy. How much of a major moment is this, not for the country itself, but the entire civil society within the European Union? Because there have been massive protests across Europe saying we are not going to be a representation of our government who continues to have trade ties and economic and political ties with Israel. How massive is this moment for civil society in Italy and across the European Union?
I think is unique. I think I don't want to use the word revolutionary, because unfortunately we are not even close to a revolution, but it's really amazing. It's unique. It's a momentum that we have been waiting for years and years, because what we have been witnessing in Italy, it's something that we, as I already told you, we haven't been seeing for decades, and the same thing has been happening all across Europe. And the European Union, not just the Italian government, the European Union itself has got so many, guilts in terms of letting the genocide happen without doing nothing. So the European Union itself should listen to the people in the streets of France, of Germany, of Spain, of Sweden, and wherever in Europe, because those people will be the ones who will get into the room and vote for the next government. And so they will have to listen to them. And we are a lot. We are really a lot. So I think it will be wise to listen to us.
Maria, absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for joining us. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
Maria Elena
Have a nice
Delia.
day. Bye.
No,
bye.
bye. It's Maria Elena Delia, Italian spokesperson for the Global Sumud Flotilla. That's all we have for you here on News in Focus. If you've missed today's episode, you'll be sure to find it on our YouTube channel. From myself, Hospital, and the rest of the team in Johannesburg, we'll see you again on Monday. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.